Hello, May class, and welcome to your next English lesson. As mentioned in the previous lesson, you should have finished planning your graphic novel. You should have been planning it yesterday, and then today we're going to start writing it out. On Tapestry and on our group chat, I'm going to share a template of a front page for you, much like the Tutankhamun one, with the title that goes at the top, and then the panels with a space for captions, and then a second page that just has the panels and the captions without obviously a heading because it's the rest of the story. I am only going to share 2 pages with you, but the idea is that you can print the second page as many times as you need for your story. So I don't necessarily have to make 15 pages for you. So if your story is 5, 6, 7 pages long, it can be, and then you just print out that last page. Or alternatively, if you're going to be drawing the whole comic book yourself, please make sure that you are using a ruler to do that, and then you are going to lay out your book neatly. So something to also think about is during the week, maybe you would like to make a front cover for your graphic novel. So if I've got our graphic novel here is the front cover, and then inside are obviously the stories that you've been reading, and your story particularly could have a front cover with the title, and then the actual story could be what was on the inside. So in today's lesson, we are going to be moving on from what we did yesterday, where you were boxing up your ideas. Make sure that you have hold of the box up because you are going to refer back to it today. And in today's lesson, you are going to be writing the beginning of your final graphic novel. So you're going to be using your planning sheet that you did, and you're just going to be focusing on writing the beginning today. And you may be wondering why we're giving you all week to do this, because I want you to do this properly. I want you to focus on your writing as well as the pictures of the graphic novel. So we're going to take each day and break up parts of our story. So let me move my page across. Right, here is an example of a story opener for your adventure story. Now, this is an adventure story that I created. And in my panel, you can see I have included a speech bubble. I have also started my sentence with a fronted adverbial. I've included an expanded noun phrase, and I've used a simile, but to start my sentence off. So let's have a look at it. We can see it's set in the desert, and it's a man that says, "I wish I could go on an adventure and be surrounded by something other than sand." That's what he said out of his speech bubble. And then I've said, "Long, long ago, in a dry, endless desert, lived a man who longed for adventure. Like a bird flying through the sky, the man wished he could see the world outside of his sandbox." I've also used a metaphor there in that I've said he's in a sandbox, and he's not literally in a sandbox, but it's like being in a sandbox. He's completely surrounded by sand. And I've also just mentioned at the bottom here, your beginning of your story may include more than one panel. Mine I've just put into one panel, but yours may include more than one panel. So as a reminder, I want you to remember to take your time when you are writing and drawing your beginning. Use some color and try to make detailed drawings that add to your story. Think about what you've planned. So if we refer back to our box up, have you written about who your character is? Have you introduced him? Where is your character? What are they doing? So I've introduced, we're looking at a man who's stuck in a desert, and he just wishes he could be free. So already we know where he is. We know that he's wishing he could be free. We know who he is. And I've used my fronted adverbial of time, of long, long ago. I've put a comma next afterwards, and I've used a simile, and I've used a metaphor. And I've used an expanded noun phrase when I described our desert as dry, endless desert. So I want you to really think about your writing when you are doing today's beginning. You do need to take your time with this. think about your writing, think about what you're going to include into your speech bubbles, think about what's going into your caption. Remember, your caption should move your story along. Maybe your beginning has 2 or 3 panels that set the scene, tell you who your character is, and tell you what they're doing. So I want you to take some time today to write out these sentences. Think about writing them neatly into your caption boxes. Have you punctuated them correctly? Have you checked the spelling? And it's okay if your panels are a little bit bigger than mine. Maybe if you want to use the one that we've given you, you're more than welcome to. If you want to create your own panels, that's okay as well. It's your graphic novel. You are the one that's writing this. So I really would like you to focus on the text as well as our drawings. Remember though that you're not going to be sharing every day with me onto Tapestry. Make sure that you're keeping this, checking your spellings. And then on Monday next week, you're going to bring in your graphic novels and we will be sharing them together and then hopefully being able to put them on display as well.